Big week 7 in the NFL with NFL fans looking to make some big money with their bets. It's another edition of Hitting the Books and coming to you from north of the border in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia is sports betting content creator Shantelle. Shantelle, what's up?
I'm doing good. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Shantelle. Can't complain at all. Now, we got to start with the hottest football team in New York. That would be the New York Jets, winners of 3 straight games. They are going to battle the Denver Broncos in Denver. Russell Wilson out for this game. The line has been bouncing back and forth all week, and currently the Jets are 1.5-point favorites. The over-under for this one is at 38. So what's the best bet for this mile-high matchup?
Well, like you said, the line has been bouncing back and forth. And the fact that Russell Wilson will not be playing in this game, they are going to be going with Brett Rippon. That's why the Jets are favored to win this one. But I also think even before this game found out that Russ wasn't going to be the starting quarterback for this game because he is dealing with that lat injury and now a hamstring injury. It just goes to show that the Jets are the pick to make in this one, even though they are the favorite. I do think it is going to be a game that is low scoring, a bit of a barn burner, but Russell Wilson before with this Broncos offense, it just didn't look good. They were struggling. The reason why the Broncos have been successful, though, is their defense. And I still think their defense will come out to play, but the Jets also have a really good defense. And I think they're going to give Brett Rippon some problems as well. When you take a look at the Jets, their secondary is really good as well. You got Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed. So I like the Jets in this one, and I'll take them straight up on the money line to win this one. But I do also think it will be a low scoring affair. So I wouldn't mind grabbing the under on this one as well.
Yeah, I like the under on this one. I think this game could be really, really ugly. And I'll look at some field goal kicker props in this one as well, too. Now, the New York Giants, Shantelle, 5-1. They are also on the road in Jacksonville to face off against the Jaguars, who've lost 3 straight games. Despite the Jacksonville losing streak, there doesn't seem to be a lot of belief in the Giants as the Jags are 3-point favorites. Giants plus 140 on the money line, and the over-under in this contest is at 43. Are you taking the G-Men or the Jags here, Shantelle?
All right, so it's kind of interesting because the Giants are 5-1 and Jacksonville has been struggling, and I think people are sleeping on the Giants. The reason why Jacksonville is the favorite, though, is because their rush defense is so good. They're one of the best in the league, and a big part of that is Devin Lloyd, the kid that they drafted out of Utah. He is an absolute stud, and that linebacker group is playing really, really well. And we know that the Giants love to run the ball, especially Saquon Barkley, and they only actually give up about 3.6 yards per carry. So even though that the Giants will probably struggle, I would also take the under on rush yards for Saquon Barkley. But Daniel Jones has been playing well. He hasn't been turning over the ball. I think his last interception was against the Cowboys, and that was in late September. So I'm going to roll with the Giants in this one, also because I know Jacksonville has a good defense, and the Giants did allow, 4 sacks last week. I just think they've been playing a lot better than Jacksonville has. So I'm rolling with the Giants, and I like the money line on this one as well.
Look at this. Shantelle is out here making the New York football fans happy, picking the Giants, picking the Jets. Look, they're going to love you out here in New York, Shantelle, for sure. But let's go to the game of the week, which should be the Kansas City Chiefs at the San Francisco 49ers. Chiefs, their faves here at 1.5 points. Niners plus 105 on the money line. Over-under is 49. Are you betting the spread, the over-under, or are you looking at some player props for this game, Shantelle?
I'm looking at a little bit of everything, Dexter, because this is a rematch of Super Bowl 54, and both these teams are coming off losses. Look at the Chiefs. They just played a grueling game against the Buffalo Bills. And, the first half was a defensive battle, but things started to turn up in the second half. The 49ers also lost to Atlanta. I mean, they struggled offensively. Jimmy G, he struggled as well. The Niners also get back Bosa, Trent Williams, Jimmy Ward. I know everyone's talking about how they're depleted on defense, but their D-line has a lot of depth, and I think people are sleeping on them as well. Mahomes got sacked 3 times last week. I expect him to get sacked at least 3 times this week or even more. I mean, that's how good the Niners defense is. I think this one is going to be a very, very close game. I am going to take the Niners to cover in this one, and I think the Chiefs, because they played that tough game against the Bills, they're going to have some wear and tear going into this one. And the Niners are finally looking a little bit healthy. So I also like the under in this one, because if you think about the defenses, the Chiefs also have a really good pass defense and a rush defense as well. Well, actually, their pass defense is a little bit sus, which is why I also like Deebo Samuel with the over on receiving yards, and I also like George Kittle anytime touchdown scorer. But the rush defense is something to keep an eye on. So I do like the under in this one as well.
A lot of good stuff there, Shantelle. I'm always never sure about believing in Jimmy G and putting some money down on him. Real quick before we get out of here, how are your Raiders going to do this week?
I think they're going to cover. I think they're 7.5-point favorites, and they get it done against Houston just because we know Houston, they're able to stay in games, but the Raiders have such a good offense. They're both coming off bye week, so they should look fresh and healthy coming into this one, but I got the Raiders covering.
All right, there you go. I had to ask you about your Raiders. For those who don't know, Shantelle is a big Raiders fan. That is Shantelle Shan, sports betting content creator. Go check out her work. Shantelle, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you.
Thanks so much for having me, and enjoy the games this weekend.